In 1986, AOTA Public Relations Department focused on our biggest problem the profession faced at the time, which was a surplus of jobs for OT practitioners. Their task was to increase the public awareness of OT so that more people, again, would choose it as a career. We learned then that Slagle's vision and Reed's recommendation had been right on. We should have been really aggressively encouraging the development of OT academic programs earlier. In 1990, AOTA launched a national awareness campaign. How many people remember that? You'll remember it by this photo. Raise your hands. Who remembered it? It was great. Can we give AOTA an applause? The agency involved in this national awareness campaign came up with a remarkable series of advertisements that were built on the profession, at that time's biggest weakness, the confusion in the public's mind between the word occupation and job. However, they addressed that problem brilliantly. They interviewed OT professionals, asking them how they describe themselves and what they do. Well, someone said, I teach my clients skills. Skills for what? Skills for living. That was the reply, and that became the tagline. Occupational therapy skills for the job of living. People really love that tagline. They found a new way of capturing and communicating the essence of what they did and why it was important. These advertisements, and there are a few others of these, appeared in People, Better Homes and Gardens, Ladies' Home Journals, among others. They were also made into posters, which you can find hanging in many OT offices and departments now. Now, I have a humorous cautionary tale that surfaced during this campaign. And it speaks about the dangers of not considering alternative ways of interpreting your words. We all have to be very careful about this. During this national awareness campaign, they set up a toll-free number that included real words, 1-800-6-OT-TALK. What we failed to realize at that time is that some people might interpret the O as a zero, not recognizing the abbreviation OT. This was particularly a glaring mistake in this case, because when you dialed 1-800-6-0-T-TALK, you were connected to callers on a sex chat line. Okay, that's the most embarrassing thing I'm going to say to AOTA. All right, Backpack Awareness Day, 2001, we launched our National School Backpack. That was kind of funny. Can we applaud that? Backpack Awareness Day is entering into its 12th year and has been one of our longest social marketing initiatives. Thousands of occupational therapy practitioners and students have used the tagline, Pack It Light, Wear It Right. And we've reached hundreds and thousands of students, their families, schools, and administrators. And it has underscored our role in helping students actively engage in promoting healthy life and healthy living choices. A campaign such as this increases our visibility and our credibility among a population that might not otherwise know what we do. For example, you're going to like this one too. We reached an MTV audience when Backpack was featured on a show called The Big Urban Myth. We're going to take a minute to listen to this.
Aside from cafeteria food, could be the pack on your back. So when the books in your spine at a line, that's what the myth says. Your strength or something. Do that. Pack, back, not whack. But are most kids in danger of the old truth? We got a school principal waiting on the booth.
I'm Dave McGackie, principal of Webster Middle School. What we're discussing is whether or not these backpacks are overloaded and causing them health problems. And I don't believe that's necessarily the case.
So says the teach. That's right, training videos from an organization that says backpacks are an abomination.
Besides, it's backpack, one strap on one shoulder. You might actually even see them dragging the backpack along. You'll see kids fooling around with each other with the backpacks, and their center of gravity gets off. The backpack is so heavy that kids are actually looking like turtles, tipping over.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I never heard of MTV before we were contacted. It was really funny. And my nephew lied to me, along with my son, about what MTV was. He said it was a family show. Anyhow, by the way, MTV found the myth to be true. Very cool. How many of you remember watching the TV show Providence? Barbara, you know that. Raise your hand. Barbara's tweeting. 2001 also saw an occupational therapy character cast in a well-known TV show, Providence, and that's Providence, Rhode Island. It was an excellent, okay, who's from Rhode Island? I heard noise. So make noise. Okay. It was an excellent opportunity to reach a wide audience with information about the role of occupational therapy. I remember how excited we all were to see OT portrayed fairly accurately, and what a boon it was for informing the public about our value. OT is also being portrayed on a TV soap opera in India, where a main character in the soap opera is an occupational therapist. Let's take a minute to view this soap opera. It's translated on the bottom.
जब तक ये हमें सच्चाई नहीं बताते, हम कुछ कर भी नहीं सकते। माँ अगर नहीं बोल नहीं सकते, तो मैं उन्हें लिखना तो सिखा सकती हूँ। हाँ, मैं आज ही उन्हें ऑक्यूपेशनल थेरेपी
communication approach so that all audiences have a congruent, sustainable, and high-level brand experience with the profession. In turn, AOTA created promotional tools for our use, and you've seen some of them here, and if you go to the marketplace, you'll see many of them, and there's so many resources for us. The World Federation of Occupational Therapists and its member countries have also created materials for us to use to help promote OT. In 2012, I helped WFOT update a survey asking member countries to share how they promoted OT. And I'll briefly summarize this information with you. I want to thank Sharon and Richard from WFOT for their assistance. The audiences for over 90% of the promotional materials are to general public, specific client groups, and prospective OT students. The type of promotional strategies they use to disseminate information is very similar to what I've talked about. So it shows us about being a global community in promoting OT. The audiences for over 90% of the promotional materials were to general public, specific client groups again, and prospective students. Over 90% of member countries used in printed materials, publications, National Association conferences just like this, and presentations to groups. 62% of the member countries were beginning to use social media and will continue in the future. I just want to do a shout out that we have the 60th anniversary anniversary of WFOT on October 27th. Pretty exciting. Okay, I'm finished with the abridged history. Please don't leave. I still have about 20 more minutes. Can you handle it?
Let's go.
Thank you. All right, everybody over there is getting it paid. All right, I didn't mean that. It was a joke. Okay. This abridged history brings us to where we are today with the promotion of OT. In order to communicate the value of our profession, we need to make the brand meaningful. We must demonstrate how occupation makes life worth living, how we do what we do, and how well we do what we do. That means using our science and evidence to clearly demonstrate what we do and why it matters. The AOTA current media campaign seeks to define the profession and make it clear to the public about OT and how we can make a difference in people's lives. However, we personally need to take this message further using this in our words, images, and actions in our own daily communication. So we've looked at members and we've looked at history. And now what I want to do is just to share a few stories of what people are doing. I'm very excited about this slide. This is part 4. It was created by occupational therapist. Okay, loud! Alex Lopez. He's affiliated with both Stony Brook University and Truro College. And he shared, and I quote, "It's an integrated occupation therapy-based gang prevention mentor program. PAR 4 was developed utilizing best evidence practice in occupational therapy, cognitive behavioralism, occupational justice, and psychology. The program's core values and themes are represented in its name, which is an acronym for perseverance, accountability, resilience, fellowship, opportunity, respect, and empowerment." This program is so important. It incorporates environmental adaptability, delinquent resistancy, and now it is growing all over. Its success has really helped word of mouth get to local politicians and school administrators who are now asking why more occupational therapy practitioners are not working with at-risk children in various settings. I want to congratulate you. Interprofessional evidence-based action teams, and you're going to hear interprofessional, and you've probably heard it all over this conference. Dr. Penny Moyer Cleveland from St. Catherine's University.
Woohoo!
All right, where are you?
Woo!
Be loud.
Woohoo!
Oh, you're not loud. Louder.
Woohoo!
Okay. Something's loud over here. Described her work of promoting OT by facilitating participation of OTs in interprofessional staff team meetings. The Twin City Hospital is working to solve issues related to pain and comfort, and occupational therapy is taking a central role in 2 evidence-based practice projects, which focus not immediately on OT. These practitioners work to decrease the pain of persons on ventilators to help them communicate their pain problems, and also are educating hospital staff on how to address pain issues of clients with opiate tolerance. This project is already gaining national and state attention for occupational therapy and has the potential of a national model for evidence-based practice that involves students, faculty, and hospital staff. This is an example of how actions of one group are promoting OT practice and spreading the word that OT delivers best practice, customer-driven quality care using evidence-based decision-making.